Conor, a 2-1 win, the first European game in Talca Park in 18 years. I'm happy with the result.
Yeah, look, well, result, it's half time really, when you put it into perspective. But it's brilliant, the atmosphere, absolutely electric today. A lot of anticipation for this game. Supporters have had to wait a long time for it, so to give them a positive result is very, very pleasing. But the job's only half done and we've full focus on next week now.
The manager has mentioned a couple of times it's hard to get kind of concrete information on them. A bit of digging through YouTube and kind of pulling things together. I spoke to Shelbourne before the game and he mentioned sometimes that's a bit better, that maybe you're going into the unknown and you can just worry about what you're doing. Was there a sense of that with the players tonight?
Yeah, I think we went into this game because we worked so hard to get here in the first place. We really wanted to leave our stamp on the game and play the way we wanted to play. And like you said, we didn't have too much information on them, but we felt confident we could dominate the ball the way we did. And look, maybe came up a little bit short on the amount of chances we would have wanted to create, but yeah, like you said, it's positive that we can put our own stamp on it and play the game we wanted.
There was a real emotion around Talca today, just the fact that we're playing European football. Is even 5 years ago people would have thought you were mad to say we're playing in Europe now. As a player, is it hard to, or do you get any sense of that emotion from the crowd, or for players it's just business as usual, you're preparing for another game?
It's a difficult thing to balance, Stephen, to be honest, because you can get wrapped up in the emotion of it, and we fully understand how important this was to supporters, what a significant night this is in the recent history of Shelbourne because of the difficulties that the club has had. So you have to kind of find that balancing act of playing for the way the supporters want you to play and really understanding what it means, but also having the professional head on to try to get the job done. And I think tonight we did that. You need a little bit of edge, you need a little bit of motivation sometimes, and that definitely gave us a bit of an extra push tonight. But you can't get caught too much and it can't go overboard, and I don't think we did that. I think we were professional, but right in the line of being what supporters want to see.
That long 18 years, and it only took 25 seconds to go 1-0 up. Probably couldn't have wrote a better script, could you?
I thought European football was easy after 25 seconds. I was like, is this it? No, but look, it was obviously, like I said, maybe that little bit of emotion and anticipation to start the game. Look, I don't think anyone could have written a better script, like you said, in the first 25 seconds to get a goal. But after that, like I said, it was back to business. It was back to trying to control the game, which we did. It was an electric way to start the game, dreamland stuff, and a moment I know I'll cherish, but it'll only be a really, really nice moment if we get the job done next week. Just
the goal we conceded from the gantry, it looked like a disappointing one. It actually just went in off the St Joseph's player. He didn't really have to make an attempt at it.
No.
Probably a frustrating one where set piece is something you would have flagged before the game.
Yeah, especially, look, I know people probably have this perception of a team from Gibraltar coming over, and it's elite level football and smallest mistakes are punished. Sometimes it only takes a moment, and in fairness to them, look, they took it. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth, a bit of a sickener, but in another way it's an encouraging sign that if we go over next week and correct those finer details, a little bit of fine tuning, then we should be able to get ourselves over the line.
That attitude, it's only come from outside the club. There's been none of it from internally, but the whole thing of it's just a team from Gibraltar. Did that have to be flagged with the players at all, that you can't overlook this game, or were you just professional enough to get the heads down and prepare properly?
Well, I think you can't take it for granted. Like, we've all been talking about 18 years since Shelbourne played European football. No right for any of these players, myself included, like I said, this is my first European game, to come in with a sense of arrogance or a sense of that we're better than these, because they've had some experienced players, some players who've lots of experience playing in European games. This wasn't their first rodeo either, so yeah, you have to treat them with ultimate respect, and in fairness I think we did do that tonight. I think we managed the game and went with a proper attitude, but that was never really a worry. And like you've seen, the damage teams like this can cause last year against Dundalk, Magpies made a really difficult tie over there. Tonight they beat Derry, so we'll be going over there fully expecting a tough game.
The build up to the penalty, Stewie Byrne was on co-commentary and he was maybe critical of Shels not getting the ball into the box enough. The goal comes from a direct ball into the box, a knockdown, Sean Boyd holds it off, we win the penalty. Is that just a sign of the different ways that this team is able to break down an opposition?
Yeah, and maybe we could have utilised it a bit more in reflection, but it's something we'll address over the next couple of days in our post-match analysis. But with the quality we have on the ball as well, and the technically gifted players we have in that final third, and even building from deep, you don't want to get sucked into just panic mode and putting the ball into the box. There has to be a real plan to it, and I think as good as it might just look like a direct ball, you've seen we've isolated their defenders, and yeah, look, you've John and Buddy up there who are a handful on any night. So yeah, maybe we can mix the game up a little bit more, and it shows we can threaten in numerous ways. And then look, Jarvie, the calmest man in the world tonight, put that ball away.
Yeah, the manager alluded to he had no worries when Jarvis was stepping up to take the penalty. Were you the same in the opposite goal? He just looks like he's playing in the park sometimes.
Honestly, like he's just the least, like he's laid back and wasn't phased at all, but that's what makes him such a special player for us and such a special player in general. So yeah, had confidence in him anyway. He was going to put it away, and he has an outrageous record now, like 40 out of 40 penalties or something mad. So long may that continue.
Looking forward to next week. It will obviously be a very different game. The manager has spoken publicly that it's not an excuse. The weather is not an excuse. An Astro is not an excuse. But with that heat and that kind of, we know a little bit more about St Joseph's now. Does it make it easier to prepare for next week, that you kind of know what you're going into now, what they're going to offer? In
fairness to this team, I think that we are quite professional in how we go into games anyway, in terms of the preparation to the condition side of things and the pitch side of things. You know, we've all got experience in this country, playing in all sorts of different conditions and all sorts of different pitches. So maybe not 30 degrees heat, but you know, we've experienced with Gano and Paddy. You've probably been through those things, and they're the things you want to, they're the conditions you want to play in. They're the type of ties you're looking for to test yourself and really push yourself. And yeah, having a feel for what they're going to be about tonight is obviously an extra bonus for us. And I think we got the lesson tonight that we can't take them for granted. They have dangerous players, they'll have moments in the game, but if we go over with a proper attitude and control the game the way we did tonight, then we'll be confident of getting a good result for us.
Being professional footballers, you're obviously geared to win the game, but going into like the trip and obviously be travelling away together, do you have to take yourself out of it sometimes and just try and enjoy it? Has there been mention of that within the group, like just enjoy this, because it doesn't come around very often?
You only enjoy it if you win. It's just the thing, like, you know. So yeah, you can enjoy it, but it's not enjoying it for a jolly up. Like, we go over there and have a great time at the hotel and don't win the game, it's going to be worth absolutely nothing to any of us. So yeah, the most important thing is winning the game. That's what we're here to do, and we'll create very, very special memory for not just ourselves but the supporters if we can get ourselves over the line, and that's the main task at hand.
Thanks, Conor.
Cheers, Stephen.